talk about it a little bit, but let's go into this community development versus commercial real estate. Community development is what is community development? What does that even mean?
Community development is where you are primarily working. So commercial development in general is like the creation of something, right? So if you look at commercial real estate, it's the traditional profit capitalist type of system.
It's for-profit entities.
Yes.
Like office buildings,
Yes, office buildings,
grocery stores.
Retail, multifamily that's not subsidized. Anything that's not subsidized is just for profit.
It's commercial real estate.
That's commercial
But
real estate.
housing is commercial real estate as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But community development, there are elements of commercial real estate that can be subsidized. So the low-income housing tax credit. So housing is also commercial real estate. So like building that grocery store, the city came in and subsidized. So that's more community development work. So you're doing it not necessarily for profit, but you're doing it for mission. That's the stark difference. And the mechanics of how the finance works is completely different.
So how do they work?
On the market rate side, it's really simple. If you have $100 million deal, we talked about if you haven't watched last episode, make sure you check it out. If you got $100 million deal, let's say you get 70 million of debt. That's just is what it is. Those are the terms. You need 30 million of equity. If you need this 30 million of equity, there's a system where the general partner could come in. I'm going to bring 10% of the equity. You're going to bring 90. It's just like the private equity funds. It's all the same, whether it's business or in real estate, it's the same structure. So I'm going to bring 3 million and you are going to bring 27. We're going to get this debt of 70. We're getting this deal done. Simple. It's really, and the numbers rooted in that allow that to work. Everyone gets their return. It hits the metrics, et cetera, et cetera. Community development is when that system doesn't work. You can't hit those returns. But just because you can't hit that return, does that mean you shouldn't be able to build in these communities? No. Like, you have to be able to build in all of the communities, regardless of the income that is driving it. So community development is really a system that allows for people like myself to go in and like develop in communities where the incomes don't work. Interesting thing Egbert said once again, I know I keep saying his name, but think about a flight, right? We fly all the time. I know y'all fly just as much as I do. You bought your flight 3 months ago. You bought your flight 2 months ago. I bought my flight yesterday. Yours is 100. Yours is 200. Mine is 500. We all in the same row. At the end of the day, no matter how much you paid, it shouldn't determine the quality of the service and what you have. So the way I look at housing is the exact same way. Just because you make $30,000 or you might make $20,000 and I might make $1 million doesn't necessarily mean you should live in a $30,000 apartment, right? Like, frankly, teachers, police officers, et cetera, like they are doing the public good. They're no worse than a celebrity that may be an athlete. Like, we have to be able to create something for them too.
Is the reason
So that's community development.
Is the reason you don't see more people doing it, in your opinion, because of the profit margins are not the highest?
More people in general, yes. More of us, no. The predominantly white people that's been doing development forever, yeah, it's like, it's not worth the brain damage and the headache. It's a lot of work. And the profit margins aren't as consistent. It's not as streamlined as commercial real estate. It's just nuts and bolts over there. If you got the money, you got the land, you buy it, you don't have to go through the red tape. Over here, it's full of red tape. So, and it's not guaranteed that you'll be able to move forward on it. Like, there's variables that are outside of your hands. So yes, that's why a lot of people don't do it, that are doing this commercial real estate stuff. Now, I think a lot of us don't do it because of education. And like, that's it. I think way more of us would do it if we knew, one, it existed, and two, figured out a way to start to do it. When we talked about the numbers last time, like, there's a real life use case where in 5 years you could be worth 10 figures getting into the space, even in community development exclusively. Now, again, I don't think that's the best business to just build. If you want to like sustain in business, you should diversify, but yeah, it's a good place to be.
So are you actively buying land as part of this development, or?
Great question, man. Buying, no. Getting control, yes. So those are two different things.
So how do you get control without buying?
Purchase and sell contract that allows you to wait until you have your plan in order or your finances in order to be able to buy.
So can you explain that?
Absolutely. They always say, don't wait to buy land and wait. That's like the big Instagram thing, right? I disagree. Fundamentally, I disagree. I know I'm a minority in this, but buying and sitting on land is not a smart decision as it relates to investing. You can put your money other places, in stocks, in bonds, et cetera, even in flipping some real estate, whatever, because development is sexy. So many people just want to go out and say, I'm doing this, that. When you watch the people talking about buying land, don't look for the people that say, I bought this land or I'm about to do this with it. Look for the people that finished it. Because a lot of those people that saying we're about to do this never get to the other side of it. They don't come back for a second interview and say, hey, that building is built. You can look at it. They don't have the same receipts. And during that process, there's holding costs, there's insurance, there's risk. Like most of the time, buying land is not a good investment unless you have a surplus of cash that you're just sitting on. If you got money and it's just like right there waiting and you need tax shelters or anything like that, cool, you should do that. But someone that is trying to get into space, like that's not the best way to enter into this market at all. So no, I don't buy land. I like to get it under contract. I'll go and work with a municipality. Those are the best people to work with. When they are in sync, because when they're not, it's tough. Or you could work with a private seller that understands, like, realistically, nobody else is going to buy this. So one of the things I read, I think it was in the People's Principles, like, your price, my terms. All right, cool. You want $500,000 for this land. I'll give you the $500,000, but I'm going to need 18 months to close. You've been sitting on it for 5 years. What's the difference? Give me 18 months. I may give you 10,000 to put down. You know, after 6 months, I'll give you another 25 that may go hard because I think my plan is moving forward. But I'm not giving you 500,000 until everything I know for my exit is in place. Or if you buy land that's 500,000, but you know it's worth 5 million, your exit is in place right there. Then you could buy it quickly. I'm not buying land until my exit is in place. Period.
Never enter an investment before you know the exit.
Not doing it.
Simple principle.
I'll lock it up, but I'm not buying it.